This is the Lefant M210 Pro Robot Vacuum Cleaner. My first reaction was how clean and simple it looks. The white finish and low, slim profile feel modern without trying too hard, and it slides under furniture where my upright never reaches. The top has a single door that opens to the dustbin and filter, which sounds small, but it makes daily use so much easier. I flip it open, pull the container, dump it, and push it back in one smooth motion. No fuss, no guessing. There's a small cleaning tool tucked in, 2 side brushes that snap on, and an extra filter. From my experience, having that spare filter out of the box is great because these do clog over time if you have pets or lots of dust. What set this one apart for me is how it moves. Most budget-friendly robot vacuums bounce off chair legs and baseboards like pinballs. The M210 Pro uses sensor-driven navigation, so it approaches obstacles, slows, and pivots before making contact. Lefant calls the approach free move, and in simple terms, it's a ring of sensors that help the robot anticipate obstacles and work around them more gently. In my apartment, that meant no loud thumps into the crib and no scuffs on the piano bench. It's not a perfect mind reader, but the pathing looks purposeful. I watch it trace along edges, weave between dining chair legs, and adjust its angle to find open lanes without me babysitting. Suction matters, and this thing has 2200 PA on paper. In practice, it's strong enough to pull up cat litter particles, coffee grounds, and the usual dust tumbleweeds that collect under the couch. On my low-pile rug, it lifted sand that my cordless stick often leaves behind, which honestly surprised me. It won't replace a deep clean on a thick shag rug, but as a daily or every other day cleaner, it keeps floors looking consistently tidy. The side brushes help funnel crumbs toward the mouth of the vacuum. If you have long hair or shedding pets, the tangle-free design is a relief. There's no central bristle roller to wrap hair into a mess. Most of the hair collects in the bin, and what gathers around a side brush pops off in seconds. Key features that stood out to me are the sensor-based navigation with free move, the 2200 PA suction, the 6 cleaning modes, the Wi-Fi control with app and Alexa, the slim body that reaches under low furniture, and the self-charging dock. I use auto mode most of the time because it finds a nice balance of coverage and speed. When the kitchen takes a hit after dinner, spot mode circles a small area and does extra passes. There's a mode that hugs walls and baseboards, handy for entryways where dust piles up. The quieter mode is good for late evening runs when I'm watching TV. It's not silent, but it's a softer hum that fades into the background. The app is straightforward. I connect over Wi-Fi, start or pause the clean, set schedules, change modes, and check battery. I like that I can trigger a quick run when I'm stepping out and come back to clean floors. Voice control through Alexa works as expected for simple commands like start, stop, and return to dock. I prefer the app for anything more detailed, but voice is handy when my hands are full. In my opinion, this balance of controls makes it easy for anyone in the house to use it without asking me where the buttons are. Battery life hasn't been an issue in my space. It finishes my 1-bedroom on a single charge and still has juice left. If it does run low, it heads back to the base on its own. That self-charging is the kind of invisible convenience that makes a robot vacuum worth it. I don't think about it. It just takes care of itself and is ready for the next run. It also remembers to grab enough power to finish if I set a longer clean. Maintenance has been simple. I empty the bin every couple of runs and tap the filter clean over the trash. The extra filter gives me a backup when the first one needs a deeper wash and dry. The small cleaning tool gets hair off the side brushes quickly. One thing I learned right away: pick up loose cables and thin charging cords. Any robot vacuum can get tripped up by those, and the M210 Pro is no different. With cords out of the way and door thresholds cleared, it rarely needs help. It handled chair legs, table bases, and toe kicks well, and it didn't bully the light rug in the hallway. Noise is very manageable. On standard suction, I can take a call in the next room. On max, it's sharper, like a small handheld vacuum, but still reasonable. The trade-off for the stronger pull is a little more noise, which makes sense. If you're sensitive to sound, schedule the louder mode for when you're out or use quiet mode when you're home. From my experience, The cleaning pattern looks thoughtful, and the coverage is consistent. It gets most edges, and the corners are good for a round robot, though I still do a quick manual touch-up in tight corners every couple of weeks. That's normal for this shape and size. The big win is how it keeps dust from building up in the first place. I used to do a big floor clean on weekends. Now, I run the Lefant several times a week, and the weekend job is a quick pass, not a project. It's perfect for small to medium homes, apartments, and anyone who wants a set-and-forget routine. If you have pets, the hair handling is a standout. If you have lots of fragile furniture, the gentle, sensor-led navigation will make you feel better about letting it run while you do other things. If you've never owned a robot vacuum, the app setup and daily maintenance are simple enough for beginners. I did have a few early questions. Would it miss areas because it tries not to bump into things? In reality, the coverage was better than I expected, and the softer approach actually reduced the number of times I had to rescue it. Would the suction be enough for rug edges and door mats? On my mats, yes, as long as I use standard or high power. Would pet hair snarl the brushes? Not so far. On heavy shed days, I empty the bin more often, but I'm not cutting hair off a roller, which is a big plus for my sanity. I'd recommend this for people who want reliable daily cleaning without a lot of setup. Renters who need a slim robot that doesn't mark furniture, pet owners who deal with shedding, and busy families who appreciate scheduling cleans from their phone. If you live in a large house with thick carpets everywhere, you might still want a bigger vacuum for deep cleans. But as a daily helper, the M210 Pro earns its spot. In conclusion, the Lefant M210 Pro blends smart, sensor-driven navigation with solid suction, and a user-friendly design that makes everyday cleaning easier. The top-door dustbin is practical, the 6 modes cover different jobs, the app control is simple, and the low profile reaches places I usually ignore. It's not trying to be everything, it's trying to be consistent, and it delivers that. In my opinion, the value here is how much time and thought it saves me during the week. If this video helped, hit subscribe and drop your questions or your own tips in the comments. Thank you for watching.